I was watching the movie Tenet the other night, and it got me thinking about roller coasters, go figure. I love this concept of traveling simultaneously forwards and backwards through time. Personally, I think this movie would make a good theme for a shuttle roller coaster, thus got me on the topic of shuttle coasters. Up until very recent, there hasn't been too many options out there. It's very rare when we get a new, custom layout shuttle coaster because, well, for a couple reasons really. First, a pre-designed shuttle coaster seems to be the cheapest and most convenient option. Why opt for something unique for your regional theme park when you can just build a cloned model that would come in at a lower price? The other reason why I think we don't get too many shuttle coasters is, well, they're just not practical from an operation standpoint. Up until recent, most shuttle coasters could only function with one train, meaning dispatch times would take a hit. Well, now with turntables, transfer tracks, we can add on more than one train onto a shuttle coaster. To be classified as a shuttle coaster for discussion in this video, the ride must not be a continuous circuit, though exceptions will be made. Basically, the ride needs to complete the track going forwards and backwards. Before we jump into my ranking, do me a favor and click on the like button, and also if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for future content. Boomerang roller coasters, designed by Vekoma, introduced in 1984. Okay, starting at the bottom of the list will be our infamous Boomerang roller coaster model by Vekoma. If you've been following my channel for some time, you know that I do not like these models. The biggest culprit will be the headbanging that is sure to take place during the Boomerang, or also known as a Cobra Roll element on the ride. The vertical loop can be a little uncomfortable as well, the way it pushes your head forward and backwards depending on which way the train is traveling. These original loops that we find on a classic era loopers and Vekoma coasters are usually really compact, making for a more uncomfortable ride experience. The layout on a Boomerang coaster is quite simple. Pull the train backwards out of the station up an incline, drop you forward right through the station into a Cobra Roll, which this element will turn the train around 180 degrees, sending you back in the same direction you came. Followed by a vertical loop right into another incline. The train is pulled to the top of the incline and dropped backwards, doing now the entire ride experience in reverse. Boomerang roller coasters are really compact, which makes them appealing to amusement parks that are limited in space. These coasters give the opportunity to the smaller parks to build a roller coaster that has multiple inversions, plus the ride looks pretty neat, especially when it's the first time that you see one. Some parks have been doing their best to limit the amount of headbanging by replacing the hard over-the-shoulder straps with vest restraints. This is a notable improvement, but the train designs are still not the most comfortable, especially the headrest. Your head will bounce off that headrest during the inversions. In Vertigo, designed by Vekoma, introduced in 1997. Basically the same thing as the Boomerang coaster, but inverted. Surprisingly, I don't mind these versions. Not sure if Vekoma perfected the Boomerang layout, but I noticed very little headbanging in these coaster types. Besides the difference of being inverted, these trains are designed that every other row is facing backwards, which is a little awkward and kinda pointless. The train travels forwards and backwards, so it doesn't matter if you're riding in reverse or not. You're still going to experience the same thing. Also, with these reverse seats, you are stuck staring at the people right in front of you or behind you, which is awkward if you don't know each other. Anyways, it's a step up from the Boomerang models, but it's still nothing super special. The giant inverted Boomerang, designed by Vekoma, introduced in 2001. Let's just get all of these Boomerang models out of the way first. Now we move on to their super size model. Again, similar to the original and in Vertigo model, now just increased in height and speed. The incline has also been altered to 2 vertical spikes, which in my opinion are the best part of the ride. You experience some good hang time dropping forward and air time when you drop in reverse. The newer trains, which is the only version I've been on, are known to be rough, which was my experience. The Boomerang element caused a lot of headbanging, giving me an instant headache. It's unfortunate because those vertical towers are so much fun. The Shuttle Loop, designed by Schwarzkopf, introduced in 1977. I've only been on one of these, which was Greased Lightning at Kentucky Kingdom, but it was a fun ride experience. The layout is super simple. Starting off with a launch, the train travels down straight track right into a vertical loop. After the loop, the train climbs up an incline, stalls out, and does the whole layout in reverse. There's also another incline at the exit of the station. The train stalls out on that incline, slows down, and stops in the station. Overall, this model is fun, but the launch was nothing crazy to write home about. I hear that Niagara Amusement Park will be opening one of these models at their amusement park hopefully in 2023 or 24. Also, Montezooma's Revenge at Knott's Berry Farm is getting a major upgrade and will be running better than ever starting in 2023. Impulse Shuttle Coaster, designed by Intamin Amusement Rides, introduced in 1998. This is probably the simplest roller coaster concept in my rankings. I did discuss this roller coaster model a couple weeks ago with my swing coaster ranking. To reiterate, this is a fun, simple but forceful coaster layout. The launches aren't super intense, but the transition from straight track to vertical spike or vice versa is rather forceful. These models are pretty smooth, but with their older LIM technology are rapidly becoming obsolete. I believe there's a newer version of this coaster opening up in China, but yeah, not sure if Intamin will continue to build these shuttle coasters or not. Batman and Robin: The Chiller, designed by Premier Rides, operated from 1998 to 2007. I consider this roller coaster to be one of my most rare credits. First, the ride is no longer operating, and while it was in operation, the coaster would have many spouts of downtime, so getting on it could prove to be a challenge. It's a shame because this layout was rather unique. The coaster is actually two roller coasters that duel each other. Robin was the side that operated the most, so if you ever rode on the Batman side, that was even more rare of a credit. Every time that I visited the park back when this coaster was there, Batman was never running, so I've only managed to ride Robin. Anyways, of the coasters discussed so far, this one had the strongest launch. That inline twist prior and after the incline spike was pretty cool and my favorite moment of the ride. From what I hear, this coaster now sits in pieces down at an amusement park in Brazil. Switchback, designed by Gravity Group, opened in 2015. Clearly the best shuttle coaster on today's list. Just like the Skyrocket 2 model, this is also another continuous circuit coaster, but with a twist. Using a switch track, the roller coaster is able to function like a shuttle coaster, meaning you will do the entire layout minus the lift and the first drop, forwards and backwards. Also, being a wooden coaster makes this attraction even more unique. The layout is very compact, full of great moments of airtime, laterals, and hang time. Traveling backwards during that overbank turn will have you hanging to the side of your seat. There has been rumors of another shuttle wooden coaster that would go to Dorney Park. I really hope this becomes a reality because Switchback is such a fun, underrated roller coaster. Well, that's going to do it for my list of shuttle coasters. I know that there were a few notable models that didn't make my list. Well, basically because I've yet to ride them. Mr. Freeze by Premier Rides and Superman Escape from Krypton, which is by Intamin Amusement Rides. Yeah, they're both still on my bucket list. Maybe I'll scratch one of them off this year. Well, in 2023, hopefully, who knows. For those who are wondering, I didn't include coasters like Pantheon or Icebreaker because, well, yes, they do have a shuttle concept, somewhat like Switchback, but the big difference is they only shuttle during a small portion of the ride. As for Switchback, the entire layout is traversed forward and backward. What are your favorite shuttle coasters? Let me know all about it in the comments below. Also, a friendly reminder to click on that like button, subscribe, and also follow me over on TikTok and Instagram. I post daily content for your enjoyment. Till next time, this is X Screen Thrills.